Yes, people, welcome back. Welcome back, everyone, to Growth Not Shows, episode 49. I know what number it is because it says in the new software we're using. It's me, it's Manny, it's Camille. Yippee! How's everyone been? Who wants to go first?
Camille, you go first because you're sweaty and everyone wants to know why.
Sweaty.
I'm overstimulated. But I just had my first posing call. Prep is a go. It's actually within grasp reach. I think we start next week, which is really fucking exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Um, so sort of the posing. I am with Butcher. We had a first little catch up today, which was really nice. And he put me through my numbers basically. I'm sweaty as fuck. So if I'm a little bit tired, please do bear with. And did my cardio this morning, so double sweat. Probably gonna have a shower after this. But anyways, yeah, everything has been pretty good on my end. We got some exciting stuff coming from the business, which is nice.
Yes, sir.
I thought it'd be quite interesting to talk about because me and Jack had a interesting check-in on Wednesday, and like I think this is a really good takeaway for all the coaches that listen out there. So like, don't be afraid to pull your clients up on if like they're not pulling their own weight, especially if you have clients who they want to hold themselves to a high standard and they want the best for themselves. Sometimes there's external variables that might go into play. For example, me trying to focus on their business. And Jack was like, look, hey, this just simply isn't good enough for the caliber of athlete that you want to become. You need to do X, Y, and Z, yada, yada, yada. And I think being a good coach is understanding when to be tolerable and when not to be a dickhead, but also when to put your foot down and when to be like, you know what, mate, this just simply isn't good enough. Um, and I kind of had a similar situation with my missus. On Monday, I had a bit of a crash out because something happened with the business. And she was like, Camille, just get a grip. Like, what are you doing? She specifically said that. I'm not joking. And then I was like, fuck, right. Yeah, you're right. And then the next day, I had a whole 180 because something really good happened. So it just comes to show, like, sometimes hearing what you don't want to hear is the best thing for you. And as a coach, it's one of the best things that you can do for your clients is telling them, look, like, mate, this just isn't good enough, or you need to do this better, or like, just don't be afraid to tell them what they don't want to hear. Yeah, apart from that, fucking chilling. How are you, Matty?
I'm good. I'm good. Probably the highlight of my week this week was if I don't say celebrating my girlfriend's birthday tomorrow, I will be killed. So I'm going to say that. Also, yesterday I celebrated. But also, I joined with Tom again. That was something I was looking forward to. We all know Tom. I was watching the podcast that you guys did with him, and I felt like a massive cuck, which was just not ideal, mate. I was just not ideal. I was so sad I missed that pod because I would have loved to ask him a load of questions. Yeah, really excited to start with him. Main reason I think I spoke about on my speaking to the camera every day. If no one knows about that. Main reason is I love having someone just to kind of bounce ideas off and just like consolidate my own journey. Like it's quite a lonely time, like bodybuilding or physique development in general. It can be quite a lonely time for people. It doesn't have to be, but it can be. And it's just quite nice having that person to talk to and have a look into your process every single day. It's pretty cool. By the way, am I lagging a little bit or not?
No, not really. The video
Oh, it just says trying to
maybe, but like
reconnect.
not to a point. Them.
Got you, okay. Apart from that, business has been sound. Been trying.
At the top, it says,
Yeah, it says trying to reconnect.
Oh,
oh, sorry.
What's that, Camille? What were you gonna say?
I'm going to say at the top of the software, it says actual recording is high quality. So don't worry if it looks a bit shit.
Oh yeah, I set it to like 4K.
Oh, sick. Okay, never mind. Shall I continue, guys? Or
That's
shall
why we're all lagging.
Anyway,
Keep going.
no, I had a lot of calls and stuff like that. Organised a lot of in-person meetups with my clients. That's one of my things that I want to do this year. Go out and meet some people and meet all my clients in person. That's something I've set out to do this year. And I'm coming to see the lovely Jack Archer. If you don't know him, he's pretty cool. But I'm coming to see him next week. So I'm coming to find you. I'm coming to your house. I'm not coming to train with you. I'm just coming to your house. But apart from that, it's been mint. So, Jack, how have you been before we forget to ask you?
Oh God, how have I been? Awful, mate. No, I'm fine. So, was it last week I was ill? I don't know. I had some kind of illness, which I think I caught from A&E. Um, it absolutely fucked me up, man. It was bad. It was really, really bad. Um, but I survived. Um, in general, I'm good. The diet is dieting. I had a refeed yesterday. It's my second day of the refeed today. My energy is still in the bin, and everything is sound. The only thing is I'm just a little snippy, and I don't
Mm.
really like it. I don't like it.
We know.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying not to let it like affect things, but yeah, like I can tell things just kind of like yeah bother me a little bit more, and I think it's probably I was gonna kind of make a post about this. Like if 2 years ago, if you asked me how I am and I felt like I do now, I'd be like I'm fucked, I'm in the bin, I'm ruined. And now I'm like actually it's not that bad. Like it's fine. Um, which I think is why there's merit to like feeling a bit fucked because you realize like oh hey I'm fucked and nothing bad actually happens. Like I think people have such a fear of like feeling tired and it's like you're just tired man. Like you'll be all right. Um, but yeah, like I can feel even with like I'm prioritizing sleep even more, but I can just feel that I'm a bit snippy at the minute, which is fine. It's main like I crashed out because my WhatsApp updated on my Mac and now I can't send anyone voice notes. And I had a day where I probably sent like 20 voice notes and then everyone came back to me and was like, yeah, I can't hear that. And like I just had like a little mini crash out, like not to anyone, but I was just like, yeah, this is so fucking annoying. Whereas in off season, I don't think I would have cared because I would have had a mouthful of cream of rice, so I would have been all right. But yeah, training's going good, things are going good, just low energy. So yeah, fucking, I think that's pretty much everything. I don't know. We're organising a meet up at the minute behind the scenes. It's looking like it's going to be at the Physique Club, um, but I might do one over at Flex and Tone because it might be easier for people to get to. But we'll see. So yeah, that's been my week. Not tons to report.
No, fair enough. I think Flex and Tone would be quite a good one. Yeah, so I just chat then. I think Flex and Tone would be quite good. I'm not gonna lie. I think it would be. I think it would be pretty cool. But
No.
like, I think what's it called? There's quite a lot of cool new gyms coming out, and I'm pretty sure. Like, I really like the Physique Club. I don't know how many times. Camille, have you been there or not? I know Jack has.
Nah, never been.
Oh,
No, I haven't, man. I haven't been.
What? I thought you went with Nat. Oh no, you went to EP instead, didn't you? I swear you said you were going to meet
No.
up with Nat.
Yeah, we were gonna go, but then I can't remember what happened. I think he got shafted by work. He couldn't make it.
Disgraceful.
And then, because Nat's going traveling soon, we wanted to get in a session, so he came to me because it was what was easiest. So yeah, we trained at EP and we did pull, which is why I'm glad that me and you, Matty, aren't doing pull. I think we're doing push, right? Are we doing? We're doing
Yeah, push. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, because I've filmed pull. I've filmed pull like 2 or 3 times in that gym, and I'm like, there's only so many ways I can like make every single video I do pull. It just seems to be Fridays is the day where I'm most willing to film. Um, but yeah, EP is fucking good. It's just that if you get like, if I wanted to do a meet up there, one, it's small. Two, there are some very big boys who I don't know yet, and I think probably fair enough to think it, but like I think if I just rocked up with my people, they'd be like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" Um, and I know if I got the gym owner's permission, it would be different to like the people at the gym being okay with it. Which is why I try and pick gyms where the gym owners will let me, and I think the crowd are also going to be okay with it. Like Intent is a gym that like most people there are fairly friendly and tend to be fairly kind of influency and probably would do a similar thing. Physique Club is full of Finn and Reese's clients. We've got permission from Finn and Reese. I'm sure everyone will be sound. Um, but EP also charge a media pass, which is fair enough. It means that you don't have to worry really about like camera people going around. but usually media passes are extortionate, and I don't want to pay that. So yeah, I might try Flex and Tone because it's still in Manchester. So for people like Camille, filthy Scottish people,
Come on.
it's easier to get to. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I was talking to Finn yesterday about this, as in my client Finn, not the videographer. And the thing about meetups is like, if I do them too often, then people won't go because I'll be like, oh, I'll do the next one. But if I don't do them enough, then like I want to physically do more. Like if I could do them quarterly, if I could do 4 a year, I happily would. But then I know that like there's a bit of a like, oh, I'll do the next one fallacy. You know, I could see like particularly Jamie in Scotland. I think if I told him there's 4 a year, it'd just be like, oh, I can't do this one, I do the next one. I can't do that one, I do the next one. I mean, it's like if they come too frequently, you just end up missing them. So I don't want to do too many, but I also want to do a lot.
It misses its like special touch. I feel like.
I think 2 a year.
Special.
Yeah, two a year is good. I still want to do. I've still got ideas for fun ones. Okay, I know it fell apart last time, but I still want to do. I still want to do a fun one. I think particularly for people in prep, it would be a good one. I was going to do paintballing. I was going to cover the costs of most of it, but because whenever you do a meetup, okay, if anyone listening, if you're a coach and you want to start doing meetups, bear in mind, please, that if you do the meetup, you will wake up to on the day like probably like 30% of the people who said they'd go pulling out, because it happens every time, because you physically can't pick somewhere that's convenient. The first meetup we did at Intent, there were 15 people who messaged me on the day who couldn't make it. Fortunately,
really?
Yeah, mate, we literally would have like doubled in size if everyone had gone. The meetup that we did in fucking the second one, wherever that one was, over by Dan. Dan lives nowhere, so sorry, Dan, I can't even remember where you live, mate. That was like 7 people pulled out on the day, and I thought that a few people weren't going to come, but luckily they were just late. But I wanted to do paintballing. I didn't want to pay for all of it up front because it's expensive as fuck. And the plan was to get GoPros for everyone, and then like go out to eat, because we couldn't get Finn with his camera because his camera would get shot at. So we were like, okay, we're going to kit everyone out with GoPros. We're going to rent GoPros, and I didn't want to pay for everything because if people pulled out, then I'm fucking shafted. But when I went round to get people to take deposits, a lot of people were like, yo, let me get back to you. So then the people who were willing to say yes, I was like, yo, don't do it yet. Like, I don't know if this is going to happen. And so it's a bit of a sticky one. But I want to redo something. I want to do either go-karting, paintballing, or I might, for people who've been with me for a long time, I might round us up, take us to a track, get one of those like Lamborghini experiences where you get like, you know, they let you drive a really fucking fast car and just go do like some laps of some shit, get like a McLaren or a fucking Lamborghini or something. So I have so many car people who I coach, and I think like if I was like, yeah, if you stay with me for like 3 years, you get to do this, I think people would be like, yo, this is sick, and it would be fucking a fun experience. But
Prep ideas are flying.
we'll see. Yeah, I think like it would be nice if I knew people were going to do it, I'd do it, and I can see the hesitancy. Because saying that you're going to go to a gym and then go to Nando's is easier to commit to than saying like, yeah, I'm going to pay for paintballing. But I think for people in prep, it would just be nicer to be like, hey, look, like here's a day of something fun. Here's a day of not being a bodybuilder, but with bodybuilders. So we still bring our food. We're still hitting steps. You still got those boxes to tick, but you're not. It's not everything we're doing. It's a bit more like fun and loose. I think like, yeah, go-karting or paintballing could be a real fun one for a lot of people. Or if I don't get a lot of people, escape room. You don't know.
I think
Escape room would be quite fun.
Fantastic idea. I'm not gonna lie. I actually think that's a really, really good idea.
Do you know what's the thing called when like you go into a room and you get paid, or you pay them to break a bunch of shit? You get given like a sledgehammer and a visor, and you just break shit.
A rage room, I think it's called, something like that.
Something like that, mate. That's a fucking fantastic idea. I'll chip in.
Could be good.
That would be so fun.
We'll get
Yeah,
all
I
the
definitely.
natties
I want to
doing
do
the
like
escape
one
room.
gym meetup.
Oh, go on, you go.
They're escaping all the enhanced guys. We're just chasing you guys around.
I'll just I'll lie to you both. I'll put the natties in the rage room and say you have to escape. I'll put the enhanced people in an escape room and say break everything. Like,
Pry open a metal door with my bare hands.
yeah, they've solved the escape room in 30 seconds because they fucking ripped a hole through the wall and got out. They're loose. They're loose. But yeah, I think some like non-bodybuilding stuff would be fun to do once a year. And then I'm thinking as well. I'm the ideas man. I was thinking as well of doing. I'd love for if there was enough interest, the three of us to hold a seminar somewhere, kind of like a seminar that Rainer holds, the one that he had me speak at. By the way, I spoke at a seminar, guys. God, so awesome. But something like that where like we have a seminar and like for the academy it's like heavily discounted and we invite other people and it's like we have the three of us, maybe some guest speakers, and then basically we just like talk about we all give like a half an hour talk about some shit and then like go out for food after or something. I think it'd be a cool way to just kind of bring some people together. And also I don't know if you guys have ever done like in-person teaching and talking, and it's the scariest thing beforehand, but when you do it you're like, this is so much more convenient. Like seeing people and talking to people, and like Camille, we can get a skeleton, we can like wrap it in little elastic bands, you can be like, look at this, look at it in fucking front of you, and like being able to engage with people and like having a big fuck off whiteboard and a pen and like having slides as well, and you can be like, look, ask me a question, yeah. Like I did a talk on making clients listen, and I talked about like motivation and what motivates you to get to the gym. I just pick on someone random and be like, what motivates you to get to the gym? And then like I write that on the whiteboard and I'd be like, okay, so if you came to me, here's potentially how I would talk to you, or here's the levers that I would pull to get you to listen. Here's the things I would think that you wouldn't listen to me about, etc., etc. And it's like a bit more engaging.
Yeah, it's probably a lot easier. Also, I'm very, very, very self-aware here. I think I'm speaking and my voice is coming out about 4 seconds later, because every time I make a joke, you guys laugh about 5 seconds later. It's the most awkward thing ever.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the old episodes of Catabolic Window where Luke's Wi-Fi was really bad? So when someone's talking to Luke, there's like a 4-second pause, and then he starts talking. It's a little bit of that, but it's fine. Matty, well, here's a piece of advice for anyone listening. Matty, are you just on Wi-Fi right now? Are you wirelessly connected to your internet?
Just on Wi-Fi, yeah.
Okay, that delay wasn't too bad. Have you ever used power line adapters?
No.
Okay. So,
the delay is so funny.
So this is a power line adapter. So you plug it in to a socket near your router, and you plug one near your computer, and then you put an Ethernet cable in, and then you have Ethernet to your computer. No Wi-Fi.
Yummy. Okay,
You
I'm
can get
gonna
it for
get
like 20 quid. If you can, ideally don't put it in like a plug adapter, so like an extension lead. Try not to if you can. It lowers the bandwidth. But yeah, like if I use this as a backup for when my Wi-Fi is bad, and it's like 5 times quicker than my Wi-Fi. It's really fucking good. So anyone listening, if you have Wi-Fi issues, get some power line adapters.
That actually sounds amazing. I need to get that. I really, really do. But
Yeah,
anyway,
bro, I went to uni for computer science. Let's go. And then I dropped
I was
out,
gonna ask
but
Camille-
I learned some shit.
what's the plan for prep going forward? How long is it until your first show?
52 weeks. No, I'm joking.
The damn Duke special, bro.
I believe, don't quote me on this, I think it's about 24 weeks.
Mate, don't worry.
It's either 20 or 24. I think it's 24 weeks. But so we're starting prep in the beginning of March. First show is mid to end September. And it will kind of go 20 weeks.
Yeah, so basically a mini cut, mate. Fucking hell.
Basically mini cut, yeah.
Easy.
So the plan is just to fucking prep. That's the plan.
Yeah,
Just to lose some weight. It's just another dieting phase. Do you know what I mean? I think Jack's gonna half my food, triple my cardio, and then I'll lose like fucking 20 pounds in a week and I'll be stage ready.
Yeah, like with everyone's prep this year because it's their like well, pretty much everyone's prep. I'm taking a similar approach, timeline wise, and it makes the most sense. But if it's someone's first time getting stage lean, I want everyone leaner than they need to be to start, and I want everyone to have more time than they need, because if I would always rather prep be a game of pulling back, like almost like a car rolling downhill when you're just on the brake. I'd rather that than trying to force the car uphill and slamming on the accelerator because it's so much easier to pull back than it is to push. And once I've taken someone through a first season, so say like Nat for example, his next season, I don't need to timeline anywhere near as long because I know what's a good amount of push to pull for him. And with Camille, his body, if you push too hard, it just runs away. And it just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. And so Camille needs time to pull back because pulling back is going to be part of his prep. The more that we push and stress his body, it's just going to all fall apart. So you, Camille, need time to pull back. And so by having more time than we need, we have the ability to pull back with certainty. But once you've got an idea of like, okay, here's stage lean, here's what that looked like, you've had an off season between, you've held a leaner composition in that off season, it's easier to be like, okay, we could probably get you there in 14, let's aim for 16 to 18, and we don't need a pre-prep diet, rather than like a pre-prep diet into a 20 to 24 weeks. But I've said to everyone, like I said to Camille, it's called prep, but it's 20 weeks of prep. That doesn't mean it's 20 weeks of deficit. It's just 20 weeks of prep. You know, like 20 weeks of fast deficit for Camille is beyond stage lean. There's no point. So, like, if we can kind of grow into it, especially as an enhanced guy, then easy peasy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, although it's not technically my first prep, quote unquote, like let's call it an extreme diet.
Yeah.
It's going to be my first time getting stage lean, which is still considerably leaner than I ever got when we did the photo shoot diet. So there is still sort of like untouched sort of territory that I haven't really experienced yet. Whereas if I did like a full like competitive season, I fully prepped, went to staging, etc., then I would be a bit more confident. So theoretically, do I need the 20 weeks? Probably not, but it makes a lot more sense considering everything that we just said with what Jack said, basically. Also gives me an opportunity to practice my posing, funnily enough, which I did do today, because I haven't really done much posing. And we kind of need to nail that, obviously. So that gives me, 20 weeks, basically, from this week to nail that down and kind of bring the best package that I can. But ultimately, you got to take into account, like, if I was just a bodybuilder and I didn't have like, I didn't have a missus, I didn't have a business, I didn't have X, Y, and Z variables. If I was just a bodybuilder and my sole existence was to eat food, train, do my steps every single day, like things would be considerably easier. But you have to plan for life because shit gets in the way. And Jack can vouch for that, for example, him getting ill, things coming up with the business, X, Y, and Z, right? You need to plan for that because that is just inevitable. It is just part of the process. And considering, Jack can back me on this, but considering how the business has been moving recently, we just don't fucking know what's going to happen, what's going to come up. And I do have a lot of priorities on my plate right now, including bodybuilding. So like I said, just having more time to juggle everything at once is just going to make it a lot less of a head fuck.
Yeah. The good thing, by the way, things coming up in a good way. That's not me coping, like genuinely. There's some good stuff. Yeah, I mean, the bodybuilding and business is so funny because it's like, I mean, that's kind of the reason why Luke quit bodybuilding is he's like, well, I'm not getting enough return from bodybuilding and it kills my business at the tail end of prep, so why the fuck am I doing this? And like, that's kind of the hard part. Just being fucked is fine. It's like, if I was snippy but I lived in a box and didn't see people, who cares? But it's an issue. Not an issue, but it's something I'm aware of because I got to come on the pod. And if I get snippy and I'm like, oh, Matty, your internet's so shit, it's pissing me off, man. Get the fuck off my screen. Like, that's not a good. I'm kidding, but like, that's not a good.
He's not kidding.
Matty, what are your thoughts on managing bodybuilding and business or kind of hypertrophy in business? Because that's definitely been something that's been a juggle for you recently.
Mm.
Mate, I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm a lifestyle coach. That means I'm a pussy. So I can't even. No, genuinely, I think it's the standard you set yourself. I think you need to be realistic, and I think that's the biggest buzzword you can use, right? I think ultimately why people feel like they fail and they go negatively, or they go into a negative mindset, is because of their expectations of themselves. They set it too high, and even if they succeed really, really well, like they go really, really close to that, they still feel like a failure because they've not hit that mark. And they feel like they've missed the mark. And I think that's so. Like for me, I used to set myself really, really big expectations because I got to follow in the footsteps of you two. And now I still set myself, big. I still set myself high expectations, but I take a second to reflect and be like, I've done this today. I've done pretty fucking well. I'm gonna make sure I hit that, and I make sure I go close to that next week or the
Camille,
next
you
day.
here? Oh,
I'm here.
sorry,
Oh,
Matt. You
what
cut
happened?
out
I
for,
didn't
like,
even hear.
cut out like the last. By the way, I sent you the power line adapter on WhatsApp. You cut out the last two sentences.
Basically, I said Jack is so unbelievably dreamy. No, I actually can't remember what I said, so apologies. But I think I was talking about. Oh yeah, if I want, you need to reflect and realize how much you've done in that set period that you've kind of, you've put something towards a goal. And instead of being like, oh, I haven't hit this, be like, well, why didn't I hit this? Why didn't I get close to my goal? Why did I not 100% that? And this applies to prep. Like if you had a not a perfect week, you can look back and be like, why was that not perfect? Rather than just be like, well, that was shit. I'm not going to move forward from here. I'm just going to keep in this hole. Does that make sense? Did I cut out?
Yeah. No, no. You were fully fluid there, my friend. Yeah, I think the when you look at like the 90s bodybuilders like Kevin Levrone and shit, they used to like just do nothing outside. It's like, or I mean, James Hollingshead, who just kind of streams games. It's like, I think to honestly be the best bodybuilder that you can be, you do have to like just bodybuild and do nothing else. But sometimes I think be the best bodybuilder you can be versus be the most well-rounded human or be the most successful businessman. It's like if you look at Kuba versus James, if Kuba lived like James, how much better would he be? Less than 1% maybe, like if that, like would it be noticeable? I don't know. But I think that's kind of the difficulty of bodybuilding or physique chasing, is that life still goes on and you can't just like put your life on pause in prep. You still have to be a human. People expect you to be a human, and the difficulty is you're putting yourself in a position where you feel shit and you don't really want to be human. So it can be difficult for people to manage there.
Yeah, completely agree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Camille, do you have any tips?
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
Camille is someone who could speak about this, considering, managing, coaching, relationship, and also osteopathy. Like, what's your mindset going into this prep?
Just fucking talk about it. Like honestly, that's the best thing you can do is like don't fall into a mindset of like, oh my God, this is only happening to me. I'm the only one suffering with this, me. Like there are a lot of people who are in the exact same position as you, who have a lot of shit that they're juggling. They might not be bodybuilders, they might not be business owners, but ultimately every single person has shit they have to deal with. So first understand that you're not alone. And second, understand that there's completely nothing wrong with just asking for help. Like I said to my girlfriend, I was like, look, I'm going into prep. There's probably going to be days where I'm going to need to rely on you, you know? There's probably going to be days I'm going to need to talk to you to clear my head. I'm going to need a little bit of a kick up the arse, a little bit of motivation. That's completely normal. You know, it's prep. There's nothing, although it is your responsibility, and you have to understand where to draw the line between like, okay, I'm getting help elsewhere to, okay, I'm relying on everyone else but me. It is your responsibility, but don't because of that, don't be scared to ask for help. Don't be scared to talk to your coach. Don't be scared to talk to your mates. Don't be scared to talk to your loved ones. Don't be scared to rely on them a little bit, because this is like going into prep is going to be mentally the most difficult thing, arguably, if you've never done it before in your life.
Yeah.
You're going to push yourselves beyond what you thought you were capable of doing. You're going to show a level of self-restraint that you have never shown before, and you're going to learn a lot about yourself in the process. But in doing so, it's going to be really fucking difficult. And the best thing you can do is just like what Jack taught me is like, it is what it is mentality. It is what it is. You go into prep. You chose to go into prep. It's your choice. It's like I could wake up tomorrow and be like, "Do you know what? I'm gonna fuck off the business. I can just focus on bodybuilding." It's my choice to juggle all these things at once. And I remember reading something, a quote online. It was like, "What a pleasure it is to be tired from the work that you once so desperately dreamed of doing." Which is just basically the case for me now. Like every time I'm tired from coaching, I'm like, hold on, this is everything I've ever wanted to do. Yeah, maybe I'm not at the level that I want to be at yet, but obviously I'm not there yet. I just started. I haven't become the person who deserves to be at that level, but I'm on that path. How grateful I am to be tired from juggling a lot of things at once because a lot of people don't have things to juggle at once. They have not built up that yet. So just practice being grateful and actually talk about it. Like talk to someone if you are struggling, and just it helps clear your mind significantly, I think.
Couldn't agree more, man. Not much to add.
Write down.
Write that fucking down. I'm gonna pull up some of our.
Pull up.
I'm gonna pull up some of our GNS questions. Let's have a little.
Oh, right, yes.
Actually, I did. I did Q&A recently. Meow 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 meow. Come on, I can't wait for this to load. Fill the space. Fill the space. There are no silences on the podcast. If I find the questions that got asked recently, we can answer some of them. Okay, so
Yeah, I got the questions in front of me as well.
one of the questions that was asked by Big Hashmi that I really liked. It was a real thinker. Bro had me pondering in the shower. Bro had me like Shadow the Hedgehog in the rain. The question is, what drives you? I mean, what really drives you and keeps you ticking? Matty, what drives you? What fucking drives you, mate?
I think the thought of not doing anything with my life and how scary that actually is. Being stuck in retail, being stuck in, working in McDonald's. Not that I'm doing that, but that is so scary to me. And I do not want to become that man, because not only does that man not have enough expenditure or money to live, also doesn't probably have enough self-confidence to greet people, isn't going to be a good partner in a relationship, and all them things that come with it. I do not want to fall into the trap of being someone like that, and that is a reality for some people, whether it's their fault or not. I have that. Luckily, I am fortunate enough to have the kind of skills to be able to further myself. Why would I not fucking do it? Tom says it all the time, and I really like the quote, but if you wanted to be better, you would. And it's so true. It is so fucking true.
Yeah.
And yeah, that genuinely, I just do not want to fall into that gap. So that is my answer, as simple as that.
Jeez, that's a bar. Camizzle, what fucking drives you?
I just don't want to be a skinny bitch. No, I'm joking. I'll probably constant yo-yoing between like what insecurity of what if it didn't work out to hopeless ambition of what if it did.
Yeah.
It's this constant yo-yoing of like, I'll catch myself daydreaming and being like, what if I actually did everything that I dreamed of doing? Like, what would that actually look like? Like, what would if my dreams came true within the next 10 years, what would that actually look like? And that's what keeps me going. It's like the way I describe it is hopeful ambition, not hopeless, hopeful ambition. I don't know if you always see those reels being like, oh, what if it doesn't work out? What if it doesn't work out? But what if it does work out?
Yeah.
That basically sums up exactly what my brain kind of experiences. Like, what if it did? Like, what the slightest chance that I got everything that I dreamed of? Like, what would that look like?
I like that. That's beautiful. And nothing drives me, so we'll move on. Who is your favorite bodybuilder of all time? Who's your favorite? I've already answered this. Okay, I've already answered the drive question, and I've yapped a lot this podcast. So
What do you drive?
if you
Honda
want to know what
Civic.
my drive is, either go to my Instagram yesterday, it's gone now, or ask me by DM, and we'll come back to it. Favorite bodybuilder of all time, guys. Matt, you go first.
Okay, I could go
Jack
really
Archer.
big.
That's crazy, bro. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
I was gonna say
That's
that
so
actually.
cool.
He's just so dreamy and kissable. But honestly, like, maybe I think off
It's
physique wise, like, Flex Wheeler is pretty fucking cool. It could be a basic answer, but I just like his
oh,
physique. Yeah, just like his physique. But like mentality wise, this is the most fucking basic answer, but it's really, really true. I think it's just because he's in my generation, or he's not my generation, but I have access to his media, and he speaks a lot of truths. I actually just like C-Bum's like actual talking content. Like I think he's a really good person to
yeah.
follow if for like mindset. Like he's been through a decent amount, especially as becoming a new father and stuff like that. Well, not I think didn't he have his second kid, or am I going crazy? Am I going crazy?
Maybe I don't know.
Oh, okay. Maybe
I don't
maybe
think so.
he's too mainstream for you.
I don't think
Like
so.
he's not like the other girls. Calm down, Jack. You're too cool. But no, I'm not too sure. Honestly, but
Oh
he's
shit.
pretty cool. What
Oh
about
no,
you?
you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
am I right?
second daughter on yeah, second daughter, yeah. Two daughters, that's stress, bro. That's stress. Um,
Should have had
I'm
a
gonna go a
proper.
bit rogue. Do you guys know who Piotr Wojtowicz is?
No, I don't think so. Can you? Can we? We can. I believe we can screen share. Yeah, you can screen share on the call. Chuck it. Chuck it in. Get in the pod, mate. Just make sure there's nothing.
Get it in the pod. Get it in
Get
the
in the
pod.
pod, bro.
So he's a Polish bodybuilder, who recently went to the Olympia for the first time, and I mean, he looks absolutely fucked.
Oh, I
Like,
remember you showing this guy
Oh
on
my
IG.
fucking
yeah,
God.
this guy. Yeah. Have I not shown you him, mate? He's actually the most ridiculous looking human being I have ever seen.
Yo, how did
Jesus
he get that
Christ,
fucking
the
fucking
overhang. What
body?
the
What the fuck?
fuck is that?
That is crazy.
Bro's side chest is scary.
Look at that most muscular.
That's fucking tapped.
Um, but yeah, no, it's the first like big Polish classic physique competitor, at least that's went to the Olympia. In fact, I think it's the first Polish classic physique competitor that's gone to the Olympia. And like I really resonate with him because the relationship he has with his missus is like so identical to what I have with Jules. Um, so yeah, I just resonate with him. Previously, I want to say Lee Priest because I think he's just honest. Um, I think he just says what's on his mind. And I respect that in bodybuilders because sometimes I think people just sugarcoat things, and honesty is something that's missing from the sport. But in terms of like who I follow the most and who I resonate with the most, it'll be that guy.
I can see that. I can see that. My favorite bodybuilders. I I resonate with probably a hybrid between Dorian or Jay, if we're talking like past. Um, I think Dorian's just pure, unwavering passion for everything that he does is fucking beautiful, and I think there's a little bit of something to be said for just like his whole ethos of basically just putting himself through suffering, like the famous, he's trudging through the snow quote. For anyone who doesn't know, I'll quickly go over it. Basically, bodybuilders back in the day, they used to get famous, blow up, and then they'd move over to LA and live these kind of like very lavish lifestyles. And Dorian didn't do that. He stayed in Birmingham. Awful decision, mate. Peak. That's so peak. But he stayed in Birmingham and he was trudging through the snow to his gym, and he thought to himself, all those guys driving to the gym in their, fucking convertibles in the sun, shades on, and I'm here trudging through the snow. Fuck them. Like, I think there's kind of a bit of a beauty to that voluntary suffering mindset. And then I like Jay because he was very meticulous. He's quite laid back. He applied a lot of effort, but he never acted like a dickhead. And also, he did a lot for the sport, and he didn't fuck himself up in the process. And Dorian fucked himself up a little bit, but he came out of it pretty good. And I think that's the kind of I like the fact that they reached such heights and still didn't just end up killing themselves. Like, Jay and Dorian still look pretty good. Jay looks fucking phenomenal. And as much as people look up to Ronnie and he has an insane physique, he did absolutely smash himself into the floor to get there. And I think purely from like this is someone I look up to. I can't look up to that, but I can look up to Jay and be like, if I did everything that Jay did, I'd be pretty content. I'd be pretty happy. But if I did everything that Ronnie did, I think I would have some regrets. And I think the fact that people like Jay, people always go, oh, but Ronnie had to do it. Ronnie didn't, in my opinion. I don't think Ronnie had to fuck himself up to get there. First of all, Ronnie would grow just by doing anything. But also, like, Jay did it without that. And the only person he got beat by was Ronnie. And everyone's like, oh, he just got beat by genetics. Okay, so hypothetically, if Ronnie did what Jay did, he would have been the same. So, yeah. And then modern day... I think the person that I resonate with the most is Jack Eagles. I resonate with him for a few different reasons.
Jiggles.
Yeah, bro, big Jiggles. Like,
Gotcha.
I think, yeah. Well, part of it is like the name thing of like he's clearly got better, he's clearly got better genetics than me because I'm fucking older than him, which is disgusting. But like he works very hard. He's very fluent in the way that he talks. He's very passionate. And again, I think it comes down to he's not so dogmatic. I think one of my like kind of icks is people making things overly hard, or like talking about like, oh, I fucking hate my prep, but I'm gonna do it. And it's like, well, either fucking like it or shut up. Whereas like I think Jiggles is a bit like he doesn't just play it up for the camera. He'll be like, yeah man, I'm tired, it is what it is. And I think that's a good mindset. I think he's a pretty good representative of the sport. And yeah, so I just, whenever he like posts content, I always watch it. He's very meticulous. And as much as I love Kuba, I think Kuba can fall into that trap of like, you have failed if you have not done something. Whereas I think that someone like a Jiggles would do it and just move on. Like, yeah, I go to bed on time. Yeah, I hit my food, move on. Whereas I think Kuba would be like, if Kuba saw me cooking my peppers and I put like 99 grams instead of 100 grams, I think he'd slap me around the head. You know, I don't know.
Kuba as a lifestyle coach would go crazy.
He's very much not a lifestyle coach. I think it's just different personality types. Maybe I'm just a soft southerner, and that's why I like Jiggles over Kuba. Not that there's anything wrong with Kuba, he's wildly successful. It's like, okay, like I think JP is the pinnacle of that kind of mindset that like I don't like all the time. When you're training, abso-fucking-lutely. But like the approach of like, I'm going to turn my life into absolute misery and despise every moment and tell you about how miserable I am all the time. It's like, bro, just like go play some Pokemon. Like you don't need to sit. JP used to sit in the dark and he'd be like, I don't like the lights on. I like sitting in the dark and thinking about tomorrow's workout. It's like, bro, go and like fold your socks. Go and do the dishes. Go and like play a game of FIFA. Like, just relax a little bit, bro. You're good. You're done. Like, you're chill. You've done it. Yeah, you don't need to think about that until tomorrow. And I know that he enjoys that, but I wouldn't say that that's something that I think represents the sport in the best way. It makes us look like nutters. And we are nutters, but people can't know that. Was past bodybuilding better than the current state of bodybuilding?
Oh,
Who wants to answer first?
I think everyone loves to live in the glory days. I don't think this is just in bodybuilding. I think like whether it's like video games or films or whatever, everyone always seems to be dissatisfied with what's going on now. Oh, the olden days used to be so much better, all of this. And like to an extent, maybe, but I think it's human nature to not be satisfied with what you have now. Because if you flip it around and you're like, okay, what if we went back to the 2000s and we showed them a picture of Jack Eagles or Sebum or fucking some of these newfound competitors, or let's say even 1980s, for example.
Yeah.
What would they say? they'd probably be like, what the fuck is that? What is that level of conditioning? Like, how is he so fucking lean?
Yep.
Like, do you know what I mean? I think it's always going to be in human nature to be dissatisfied in the position that we are now. And it's so easy to say, yeah, old school bodybuilding was so much better. I think it's a natural progression of how bodybuilding has shifted in terms of mentality, the process, the drugs, coaching, the medical advancements, the research advancements, etc., etc. There's so many things that play into it, but ultimately, I don't think there's a difference. I think you need to appreciate the old and the new, for what they are and accept it.
Yeah, I can see that. There's definitely a bit of the glory days, and I think it probably happens every new era. Matty, what do you think, mate?
Yeah, when I hear that question, it's kind of like, do I prefer a non-conditioned, pretty cool aesthetic look, to a very conditioned, well, compared to the olden days, very conditioned,
Yeah.
also pretty aesthetic look. It's generally the question. It's just like the nostalgia is there. It's kind of like. It's kind of
Oh
just
dear.
hot and spicy. Like, it's like that sounds cool compared to what we have now. Like Camille said. Like, to be honest, it's just an opinion. I prefer the conditioned look. I think it's more impressive. But if I went to someone else and they were like, "Oh, I like Arnold's look a bit better," I'd be like, "Cool, you do that. It's not go on with your day. Like, sick." But yeah, I think it's just more impressive nowadays. My opinion.
Although
Yeah.
I will say though, last year's Olympia Open was disappointing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will say that because we're talking like, oh, conditioning, but I will say last year's Open Olympia, the conditioning was poor. Um, but that's just a personal opinion as well. But I think generally speaking, the conditioning has improved. But I think where people start drawing the line is like, for example, last year's Olympia, where it's like, oh, it's meant to be all these new drugs and et cetera, et cetera, but they're not as lean, if not actually fatter than they were like 40 years ago. Like, what's
Yeah.
going on?
I think part of it is probably like the mythos isn't as developed. It's like you look at the 90s bodybuilders, everyone's like, oh, the lineup is so strong. And it's like, yeah, because you know who they are now because they've been around for ages. Whereas some of the guys we're talking about, like Martin Fitzwater, for example, strikes me. It's like, I feel like he's only really been in the public zeitgeist like a couple of years. So it's like in 10 years' time, you might be like, holy shit, Martin Fitzwater, like one of the best, like old school goats to do it. And it's like, I think that there's been more time to let those names saturate. Whereas like Lee Priest, maybe back in the day, people are like, who the fuck is this guy from Australia? And equally as well, you have to bear in mind there's the whole thing of cameras back in the day used to make things overly sharp in order to make up for their lower quality. So a lot of the physiques you're seeing have like a sharpness filter added, which makes them look more conditioned than they are. If we're talking like 90s and stuff, so it's not a fair apples to apples. I definitely think. I think compared to like the early, I mean, it is just kind of preference, isn't it? I in the early 2000s, it was like, oh, it's always Phil, fuck this. And then I remember there being excitement because there was one year, I don't remember the exact year, but I remember getting excited because everyone was like, oh, anyone could win it. There's no guaranteed winner for anything. And that was really cool and exciting and fresh. But I feel like because there's no pressure of one guy who's going to stomp it, the quality does feel a bit mismatched, mishmashed. And I think there's also very weird physiques on stage. You've got Nick Walker, who's kind of like a classic freak, and then you've got like Andrew Jacked, who's kind of like a very big classic. I feel like it's very undirected. I think it will. I think afterwards, this weird little limbo period, things will get pretty yummy.
Yeah.
But
What did we think about? What did we?
classic, a couple of years ago. Sorry, go on, man.
No, no, no. I thought you. Obviously, the delay fucked me there. I wasn't just interrupted. What do we think about Ramon winning? He's a bit of a different physique to C-Bums. More arm dominated. Back's a bit different. What do we think about that? Because a lot of people had their opinion on that.
I don't think it's as classic, personally, but again, like classic can only be as classic as the lineup is. you know, if there's like if a bunch of people show up and they're not huge, I like the easy example is like Wesley. It's like if Wesley's the biggest and most conditioned and the most classic, then he's going to win, but he's not that classic. So when you've got that criteria, it's like men's physique or classic. If there's a particular look or vibe, if you're the most of that, but you're not really it, then you kind of win, you know. But yeah,
Mm.
I I think I don't think Ramon sets a precedent for classic. I still think they're looking for C-bomb, but he was like the closest that they had on the day. I don't think the call was a bad idea.
No, no, I agree. I think Classic is a bit of a competitive scene at the moment because there's so many big people coming in. Obviously, Mike got fucked with the weigh-ins and his height and stuff,
Yeah, he did.
which is peak. Which arguably would he have won if it wasn't for that? Maybe, but
Probably, yeah.
obviously with people like Naz coming into the scene as well, I think there's going to be a massive battle for Classic this year, and I don't think Ramon's going to win it. I think he might be top three, but I don't think he's going to win it.
Yeah, Naz is fucking ridiculous. Like his potential is great. He's so beautifully classic. Like his proportion is fucking disgusting, and he's huge in person. He's very a big old fucking boy. There's I mean, on his story, you can see Jack Archer for reference for how big he is. Because I'm in the back of one of his videos and I just get absolutely fucking dwarfed. Um,
So no, just because you're 5'4" though.
yeah, I'm 5'4", like 150 pounds wet, something like
That's
that. Right, anyway, I'm going to wrap things up there because I've got a call in 4 minutes because I'm just so damn productive. Thank you everyone for listening. Apologies that we're a little bit sleepy today. We are bringing some guests on the pod. We've got
Yes.
these guys are hearing about this for the first time. We've got Ethan Harris next week. And then we've got
What?
Ryan Turner, Mr. Intent, turning up at some point. He's traveling pretty soon, so organising that might be a little bit of a difficult one. But yeah, and then I'm going to continue to ask around. I'm procrastinating inviting Tim because I don't want Tim to expose me. I'm kidding, but I don't want to get talked about because I know that people are going to ask questions about, oh, what's Jack like as a client? And Tim would be like, yeah, he's all right.
Jarring.
He's jarring, bro. I hate him. Anyway, thank you everyone for listening. All of our links you can find down below. Head over to our Instagram. You can see the clipped up version of this pod and you can see some of our other stuff. We're currently running a coaching giveaway for 6 months of free coaching, 3 months of free coaching, and some Conti Sports vouchers. So if you're interested in any of those, head over to my Instagram. And any final words of wisdom, Big Camille?
No.
And Matt, any final words of wisdom?
Mark my words, I will be the first night open bodybuilder versing Hadi and people on stage. Mark my words. End of this push-up.
300 pounds lean. Let's go. Sky's the limit, boys. And then my final words of wisdom are Keith West is a scary person when he deadlifts. Bye, everyone.